Good evening, everyone. Well, it's 11:45, so it's still before noon a little bit. We're on July 7th, which makes day 23 here in Malaysia. Kind of just going over Google Maps, seeing the route I'm taking. It looks like a direct shot. I'm just going to be on the 5 going south. To get to Kuala Lumpur, it's still about 149 kilometers away. So, so it would be tough to push it all in a day. It would definitely be dark by the time I get there if I wanted to do it all today. But most likely it'll be somewhere, I'll be finding somewhere in between to either camp or if I can find a cheap accommodation. But I think camping is probably more likely. I'm actually at the KFC eating one of the nasi lemaks. I just saw it from the window of my apartment, or my spot I stayed with, the hotel I stayed at last night, which was actually a decent hotel. You know, it was nice and clean and stuff like that. The AC worked awesome, so the water was hot, so all this stuff for, you know, a $7 hotel is not bad. But they are harder to find. The cheaper accommodations are harder to find in Malaysia. They're more spread out, and when you do find them, there's only like 3 of them at max and stuff, and they're not usually like 8, 9, 10 of them all competing against each other like there are usually in the more touristy spots. You'll run into that, but there seems to always be like 1 or 2 that I'm able to hunt down so far, so I've been having good luck on that. Other than that, though, the camping in Malaysia there's so much open areas and stuff like that. I don't think there would be any problems finding spots to camp. You just instead of Googling hotel rooms and stuff, Google camping, and most likely you're going to get listed the paid-for ones, but sometimes the free ones pop up in there too. Someone drops a pin and puts down the location as camping, and the only way to really find out is read the comments. But regardless, if you find a spot even that's a pay-for camping, it usually means that general area is a good spot for camping, meaning more open, and usually as long as you're not like right on their patio and you're a little distance from them, there's no problems with you camping for free in that general area. I know like in United States it was that way. It's usually, you know, they didn't want you camping within, you know, they didn't want you camping within like I think 1 mile of a campground, but it was kind of, you know, in the state parks. So you can camp for free in the state parks, but you got to be like, you know, a ways away from the actual pay-for ones. That way you're not, you know, like camping right on their fence line, which I've done. I've actually literally camped on the fence line of a pay-for spot because, you know, because when they say they want you a mile away, there's nothing written in law that says you have to be a mile away. But, you know, anyway, yeah, that's just the plan, guys. So I just want to get on here and do some opening statements, or, you know, and just say, yeah, it's just pedal today. Going south. Kuala Lumpur is the spot that is my destination. And how much I want to see the surrounding cities, I don't know. I don't know what it's like there at all. I know Doug from Planet Doug goes there all the time. I'll watch a few of his videos and see what's around that location. That's the best way to do it. Educate yourself through YouTube. You know, we're all YouTube experts in our subjects, right? the 15-minute expert. I watched a YouTube video. I'm pro. I know this. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's it. I don't want to do too long. 5 minutes is good. Yeah, we'll get out there and start pedaling. Hopefully I'll have something to film today. Yesterday's video was actually a nice change of pace. Oh, so yesterday I was doing my editing, and it was a shorter video, right? It was like less than 10 gigs, I think. And which was like, all right, you know, 20-minute video finally, right? It was just for the fact that I didn't have anything. So I was able to spend the extra time actually putting in, you know, choosing maybe like the right song and all this, and making my little thumbnail or whatever, and you know, putting in the titles. I could spend a little extra time on it, but when I made my thumbnail, I made my thumbnail through the UCut app too, right? And after I saved the progress and I got the actual thumbnail, like, you know, saved. Then I don't need the edit version anymore because I got the solid one. So I throw away the draft. So anyway, I had the video I just completed editing that I just finished up, the 20-minute one that I spent all the time on, and that little stupid thumbnail one. I was like, well, I don't need that. I'll delete it. But I deleted the wrong one, right? Instead of deleting the thumbnail, I deleted the video, all my progress I did on the video. So I was like, the draft. So that means I have to go back through, like if I would have, yeah, so I had to go back through and re-edit everything over again. But at least this time I kind of had the general idea of what I wanted to do, and I was able to do it less than an hour. But it was so disheartening because it was already 12:30. And I was like, oh no, I don't think I got the time to do this, you know, but I've got to get it done, right? So, I mean, it was one of those times where it almost made a grown man cry. It really did. It almost made a grown man, but I sucked it up. I sucked it up and, you know, walk it off, you know. Like when you get hit in a baseball in Little League, just walk it off. So I had to walk it off. And like I said, it was, since I already knew more or less the structure of what I was going to do and where I needed to actually throw in words, I might have missed a few things. I know I missed a few things, like a few things I would have probably wanted to put in, but I was struggling to get it done quickly. So, yes, that was my problem last night. And I was like, oh no, I just deleted all my editing work. That took me, I think it was like maybe 2.5, 3 hours. It was 2.5 hours, let's call it. I wasn't really watching my watch because I was taking my time, and you know, and then, but regardless, when I had to redo it, I already had the song, which song I wanted, where I needed to put in quick titles and stuff, and I ran through it and got it done in less than an hour. So that wasn't that bad. So anyway, guys, these things happen, and they just are frustrating when they do. Especially, you know, I don't know, you know. But I've been doing it about 5 months now, so the clock is ticking down. We still only got 7 more months to go, and we made a year. All right, guys, that's it. That's one gorgeous sky, isn't it? Beautiful clouds. Anyway, I'm here in the back of the five gas station. I'm only hiding from the sun. The sun's a little hot the last few days here. I'm only 18 kilometers as of what the Strava says. So I'm only 18 kilometers out. I'm in a little town called Sabak, S-A-B-A-K. I'll put the spelling in if I remember to. I think the 5 will be getting closer to the shoreline around Sanjay Basar, and Sanjay Basar looks like about 13 kilometers away. So hopefully I'll be getting. I took the 5, although there was another more northern route from where I'm at, more northeastern route, but it looked like it went more through the palm trees and palm fields and stuff like that, and less stores along the way. And I kind of wanted to see the towns as I passed through them, so I chose to actually take the more busy route. So any of you guys that might be checking alternative routes and stuff, which I know some of you guys do, like Bayou Tom likes to stay current on the possibilities and stuff, I chose more of the coastern route. One, because it always seems like I have a little more luck at finding camping spots when I'm closer to the coastline. But also I went the way there's more stores, so I ended up getting a bunch of fruit at this gas station. Actually had a good selection of fruits. So I don't know what these are yet. So these fruits right here, I got the bananas, the go-to one, but I've never tried these before. Or look them up and try and figure out what they are. And I'm assuming they're kind of just eat them like a pear or an apple, cut them in half and just chew on them. But yeah, so I got plenty of food and these little chicken buns, cheesy buns, chicken buns to go along with my fruit and stuff. More of a filler. So that's one of the reasons I came along this way, just because the other route I don't know how many stores. I'm pretty sure I could have found like a few of the smaller stores and stuff like that, mom and pop's little places. But yeah, like I said, I just decided to come along more of the coastal route because I wanted to make sure I passed through the towns that are listed on the maps and see what they're like, because if more opportunity to stop and film something. Yesterday I didn't really have an opportunity to stop and film anything until sunset, and that beautiful sunset. And yeah, that's why it ended up being a 20-minute video. But I do like the shorter videos. So anyway, guys, yeah, that's just a quick update. It's just hiding from the sun, having energy drinks and bananas. This is my breakfast. Even though it's 2 o'clock, so I guess this is more like my lunch. All right, guys. So I'm looking at what time it is. It's 6:10, and it looks like I'm in a spot called Sekinchan. 58 kilometers so far in 6:10. I think I need to start looking for a spot to camp. So I came out to the water line, and man, it's beautiful out here. So I'll be taking this road right here, guys, and I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled. I got a little over an hour still going down this way right here. But yeah, I had to stop and film this. This is beautiful. Like I said, I didn't find any affordable accommodations along the way. So if I can find a camping spot, I will, but the hardest part's to get past the ditch. You know, all the palm orchards, like I mentioned before, always seem to have a ditch around it, and I'll be on this road. Eventually it goes down to what's called a beach, and that's actually where I was heading. It's Pintaya Seri Sentosa. I'm butchering all these names, so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully find a spot to camp. So about 1 kilometer behind me is Huron Beach. Which had some very nice camping. I mean, somewhere I could actually put up my my hammock, which would be really close to the water, so keep the fingers crossed on high tide. But I didn't see a debris line that actually came back really hard there. But I decided to explore down this way, just a little farther down. So I'm about 1 kilometer past where, you know, where the beach is at. But I'm just following the beach line right here, just in case there's something a little more private, because that one was pretty active. And honestly, so I'm just scouting out. Like this road right here would take me right back into town. There's another one down the ways, the beach is back that way, and this is all unexplored, but it's getting a little more sandy and stuff. Sandy is a little hard to navigate with a backpack on my back, on the back of my bicycle. So anyway, guys, I'm just scouting out. It's 6:28. I might just flip around and go to the more busy one, unless I find something soon around here that seems like it would be a good spot. Well, there's active tracks around here. Okay, I just jumped on Google satellite view and to look around this location. Yeah, it's not really, I prefer not to, because there's actually a house right there, and there's a house right there. And I was thinking about setting up camp right there. And yeah, it's best not to sleep in someone's backyard. That's what I said about Google Maps being like a lifesaver. Before, sometimes you had to set up in dark, and you like a spot that would look perfect, like these trees right here were like a good set apart, and the debris line was still good almost 10 feet away. But yeah, then I jumped on maps and literally like right there, I would actually be in the person's backyard. And another one right over, right over this way. So I'm gonna go back to the more public area that I passed by earlier. And since it's public, no one's gonna think about, no one thinks about stuff like that. That, camping overnight on the beach is a very common thing. And yeah, as long as it's not gonna rain on me tonight, that's the only thing I don't want. All right, guys, I'm gonna head back. So as you can see, like I said, this is the more busy side down here. You'd see that it's an active area that people like to bring their families and their kids and stuff. And you can actually, even though it looks like mud, you can see that they're walking right out on it. It's just the sand goes on for a long ways. And yeah, so all I really had to do is choose a tree here. Choose a good distance tree and set up my hammock. And you can see people have actually taken old fishing nets along the way and strung up their own makeshift hammocks here. So like he's laying in like a fishing net hammock that was made. So yeah, so all I had to do is choose my tree and start setting up camp. Make some cold soak some noodles, and yeah, it'll be a good camping spot here. All right. this is a really nice beach here. You got families, but it's just a nice beach, you know. So it's 7:30 and the day's over. I'm peeling some garlic right now. I'm gonna cold soak some of my vegetarian top ramen, which I like running into that every once in a while. And along with it, I actually made a mixture of the dried beans, you know, like the dried beans that you eat, you know, after they cold soak for a while, they're all right. Other than that, crushed up peanuts. I ended up taking some peanuts and crushing them up with sunflower seeds and sunflower seeds that were mixed with like hot peppers and anchovies. So they don't soak. I mean, peanuts and garlic and stuff like that do not cold soak well. I mean, they don't get any softer. You mostly would want to use stuff like spinach and stuff, but I love raw garlic. I just love raw garlic. And the peanuts are great crunchy anyway. I used to actually keep some of the top ramen noodles to the side. So after I cook the top ramen noodles, I'd throw like a handful of the crushed up crunchies on top. So the peanuts are like that. But anyway, yeah, I'm set up. I got a bunch of stuff in here weighing down my bag because camping on the beach is not always the best idea, especially if the rain's going to move in. I'm hoping that one doesn't, because the wind that comes off the bay, you know, off the ocean, constantly makes your hammocks like a kite. And it's impossible to put up a rain fly because of that reason. And so anytime I camp along the bay, along the beach, usually want to be set back in, you know, like a good 50 yards or so back to break up the wind, and or at least, you know, minimum of 100 feet, you know, back into the tree line a little bit. But yeah, but it's not every night's windy. That's the only difference. Is I slept on the beach a lot in Hawaii, and it was just, that's how it was. I was ground sleeping though. I was just sleeping on whatever. But anyway, I can't go back into the on that side. There's that canal ditch, like I love so much, that makes navigation pretty hard. But anyway, night's over. Oh wow, you got to see this. I'm blabbing, and that is awesome. Oh wow, that's like super red. Hang on, I had to step out just a little bit. I bet you it's better without the low light setting on. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna change the setting. Yeah, I think you'd have to be here in person. That's so red. Oh, that's a good sign. It means it's moving away from me. Anyway, guys, yeah, it's beautiful out here. Everybody's kind of slowly packing up and leaving, getting home and stuff. So pretty soon I'll have the whole beach for myself. I'm already set up. This guy right here obviously comes out here enough that he keeps his stuff in the tree. But I kind of like how he had and this is his hammock out of the fishing net that I was talking about. You know, just a makeshift, good, nice, strong one. But I like how he just draped some ropes off of that, came down and then tied off to the ropes, the hanging ropes, and then just to the tree. Yeah. I mean, it probably wouldn't be the most comfortable thing to sleep in, I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable thing to sleep in, but it's definitely a good lounger for the day, you know, while you're having a picnic on the beach. But yeah, guys, I'll make sure in post in edit, I'll leave the name of this place. Like I said, it was so neat to see all the family, all the local families out here with their kids and just going through the sand out here. And yeah, this is an awesome little surprise and a great camping spot. All right, just pray for no rain tonight, guys, for me. All right, night, night, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye. Hey guys, I'm jumping back on here. It's only 8:30, and I noticed here in the distance, I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but in the distance out there, there's a little bit of lightning. There it is. It's a ways in the distance. The wind was blowing and the lightning started over there, so I hopped on and decided I needed to check the weather. You know, I mean, I know I slack on that a lot, but at least I know I slack on it. So yeah, the weather is calling for lightning storm to hit by 2 o'clock, and by 7 o'clock it should be raining pretty. I mean, I don't know how heavy, but it's there's an 80% chance of rain. By 7 o'clock in the morning, I'll probably be soaked, but because I think it's probably going to move in a little faster. So that leaves me with a dilemma here. Instead of being sprawling out, well, it's not a dilemma, it's just what I got to do. I'm going to pack up everything and keep out my rain gear and stuff like that, and act like, you know, like, because the weather's still warm, it's just going to be wet. So it's not hyperthermia that I'm going to be worried about. It's just getting everything soaked. So I'm going to get my backpack and all this stuff and wrap it up, put it on the back of the bicycle. Just basically, just like if I was riding through the rain, like I've done several times, you know. Yeah, so I got to pack up camp, put away everything, and anything I'll just lay in his hammock over there, the old fisherman net. And by the time it does start pouring down on me, I'll already be in my rain gear and everything, and my bike will be packed up, and I could just go ahead and start pedaling through. It'll be an early morning night ride, but I figured, hey, you know what the heck, man, you know, it'll get me up early. I'll get going earlier. So yeah, the weather, I'll put in some screenshots like this. I'll try and add that. I was hoping to post this video tonight using my data, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a thing. It doesn't even look like I might be able to edit this until I get to a hotel room, because I don't know. I might want to try and get some sleep, and I still haven't even eaten my my noodles are still cold soaking right here. So I'm going to eat that. I'm going to enjoy, actually, the moon is out. You know, go figure. But I'm going to enjoy it while I can. And then, yeah, just get ready to roll. Once the rain does hit, I'll just start pedaling again. All right, guys. Well, at least, yeah, I hope that storm doesn't get too heavy. I've been thinking about being this close to the water, too. All right, I'll figure it out. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say goodnight again. And maybe I'll have some good stories in the morning. If I make it till the morning. All right, good night, y'all.